share 10 at-home date night ideas, as well as some recommendations for board games and video games that you can play together as a couple. So if you want to see that, just keep watching. So basically, about a year ago, we started doing weekly date nights, and we really enjoy it. And I know that might sound like a lot and like it would get really expensive, but that's why all of the ones I'm going to be sharing, they're at home, so you don't have to spend a lot of money, you don't have to leave your house. And what I mean by weekly date nights is that we just take one night a week that we set aside to do something fun or relaxing together. So that's what all of these suggestions are. And also, if we ever don't feel like planning something, or we forgot to pick something up or something, we just don't put pressure on it, and we always have a fallback, which is playing a board game or playing a video game, which is I'm going to share our suggestions, some of our favorites, at the end of the video. But for now, the first at-home date night idea I have is building a fort together. We do this at least once every year, I would say, because it's so fun and it's really enjoyable, especially with fall and winter coming up. It is so cozy to just build a blanket fort together, fill it with pillows and blankets, and just cozy up and watch a movie. Don't let anyone tell you that you're too old to do this, because it is so fun. You can make it as big as you want because you're an adult now and you can touch all of the bookcases and lamps and move anything that you want. So it's really fun. It's different for us every year, and it's just such a fun activity to do together.
See you face to face without a screen cutting through.
Number 2 is to have a drink making night. Now, this doesn't have to be alcoholic. You could try making your favorite Starbucks drinks. You could then try your hand at latte foam art. There's so many different options that you have here. If you are of age, there's online mixology classes that you can take that would be really fun. One night we did a make your own sangria, and it's amazing if you look on Pinterest, there's so many different recipes for different flavors of sangria. We did gin infusing. It's really fun to experiment with different flavors and beverages, and then at the end of it, you get to just sit back and enjoy your creation. Next is to try making pasta, pizza, or bread from scratch together. Now, we've done all 3 of these. My favorite was definitely the pasta, and that does require getting a few outside tools before you can really do that, but it's really rewarding. It was so delicious. And then with the pizza and the bread, there's so many different flavor combinations that you can make. You can make seasonal pizza, you can make roasted garlic bread. There's literally so many different recipes out there, so you can always change it up, do something new, and it's really fun, and you get to enjoy your creation afterwards once again. Next is have a painting night, but make it fun. I know a lot of people are like trepidatious about doing that because they feel like they're not good at painting, they're not artistic. But look, paint a meme. We did that one time. Paint your dog. Paint portraits of each other. Just be silly, take the pressure off of it, and don't expect it to look like an actual work of art at the end. Just have fun painting something together. And you can have a little charcuterie board, a little wine. You can watch Bob Ross while you paint because he's always such a beautiful inspiration. And this is definitely one that we've done a few times and we always enjoy. Number 5 is have an at-home drive-in movie. Now, this one does require investing in a projector, but I have to say we got ours 1 or 2 years ago, and I'm so happy with it. A lot of use out of it so far. In the cooler months, we love to set it up outside, have an outdoor movie, invite friends and family over. But one of our favorite things to do for date night is actually set it up inside. All you need is a blank wall. We have one in our bedroom that I sometimes have like some hats hanging on and stuff, but I just take those down, and then you've got this open space for the projector. And there is just something about cozying up, something different about watching your favorite show or movie on a projector from the comfort of your own bed, from the comfort of your own backyard. It is so nice. And our projector, I will link it down below. It is cheaper than some of the other models, and it has lasted us. It has been such good quality, and it is not too difficult to set up. So I will link that down below for anyone that might be interested in that. Number 6 is just a cozy reading in bed night. This one is super simple, but don't underestimate how nice it can be to just get in bed early. Both of you pick up a book that you've been meaning to read and just laying in bed and reading for a few hours, especially if you make the setting really nice. You could make a special tea or get some wine and just light some candles. It is really nice and really relaxing. And like I said, so simple. It's actually the perfect date though. Next is to have an outdoor picnic by candlelight. Maybe light some citronella candles if it's summertime, but there's something so nice about having just some cheese and crackers and chocolate and either just watching the sun go down or the stars twinkle at night. It's really relaxing and again, super simple date. Number 8 is to watch your wedding video or look at your wedding photos. It can be so nice to reflect, to reflect back on that super happy day. And even if you're not married yet, you can look at some of your favorite pictures together. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and make a little album together. That would be really cute and really fun, or a scrapbook, something like that. It can just be so nice to look back on those happy memories. Number 9 is simply just to talk. Now hear me out. If you Google deep questions to ask your significant other, read through them, pick out the ones that apply to you or that you think that each other might want to know, and then take turns asking them. I promise there are things that you still don't know about each other, and it can be so nice to just sit down, talk, and connect like that. And finally, number 10, and honestly one of my favorites, is to try and recreate something from a favorite date, trip, or memory. So for example, one time we tried to create our favorite cocktail from our honeymoon, and just the other night we tried to make soup dumplings that we had on one of our favorite trips to New York, where we had some that were just amazing. So this can be really fun to look back on memories and then also try to attempt to make something that was really special to you and bring back those memories as well. And that is it for my 10 at-home date night recommendations. Now I'm going to move on to board games and video games. Like I said, both of these things are just our go-to. If we don't want to do any of that or plan anything else, we always have this to go to. So I'm gonna start with video games. Just to start off, I'm going to start with 3 that are very obvious but very good choices. One of them being Animal Crossing, which isn't technically co-op, but you can visit each other's islands and you can give each other things and it can be really fun to play together. Number 2 and 3 is Mario Kart and Mario Party. I am never not down to play one of those. It can be so fun, and a little competition as well can be exciting. So those are 3 that a lot of people I feel like have already heard of, but they're always good choices. Next up is Unravel 2. So in this one, you both play as the little yarn guys, but since you're connected, you have to go about solving puzzles and running away from enemies while being connected by the string. So it's actually a little bit more difficult than it sounds, but as someone that's not very good at playing video games, I have to say I did pick it up pretty quickly as far as the controls go and everything. There were a couple spots where Colby still had to help me, but this one's really fun, and it's fun to do it and work together as well. Next is Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. This is a really cute game. You have to work together to protect your ship, to destroy enemies and obstacles, and protect yourself from anti-love. It's very cute. It's 1 to 4 players. This one's a little bit more on the difficult side if we're ranking them, but I was still able to pick up the controls, and it's fun to play with a group as well, but you can definitely do it with 2 people, and it's really fun. Next is Overcooked, and they have a sequel as well, Overcooked 2. This one is really fun. You have to take orders, make them correctly, put the plates away, sometimes do the dishes, sometimes put out fires. It can get a little chaotic, but the controls are not hard to learn. Just in the later levels, it can get a bit more difficult, but it is really fun. You have to work together, you have to communicate, so this is a really good option. The last one I'm gonna mention actually isn't 2-player or co-op at all, but it's point and click games. So think like the old Nancy Drew games where you have to solve puzzles and collect items. We really enjoy doing these together and just solving the puzzles. I feel like sometimes it takes 2 minds to do them. But apart from the Nancy Drew games, there's a lot of other storylines out there that are really fun. We're playing this one right now. I want to get back to it. We haven't played it in a while, but it's really fun to do these kinds of storylines together. Okay, next up is board games. My husband has a huge board game collection, which really does come in handy for date night. This doesn't even put a dent in it, but I have quite a few here, so buckle up. Okay, I have so many, I'm gonna just kind of go through them a little bit fast, but this is the first one. It's called Pioneer Days. This is a dice game where you have to collect resources, buy wagons, and try and survive the like inevitable perils that come along when you are trying to travel the Oregon Trail and you're trying to make it safely to your destination. This one's really fun and it's not too difficult. This one is a very chill game. It's a tile placement game. I'm sure that's not the right description for it, but it's very relaxing. It's very easy. I have played this before with a 7-year-old and she beat me. I probably didn't need to say that last part, but it's really fun and it's also just really aesthetically pleasing. You're just trying to line up your tiles and get the most points. This is something that you could play while you are watching TV or a movie as well. Okay, the next one is Photosynthesis. This game is just beautiful and it's so wholesome. Basically, you are just trying to plant trees, sow the seeds according to the season, and keep your trees alive. It's pretty simple. It's, again, just so aesthetically beautiful and it's really fun to play. This one, if you don't feel like actually painting, that's basically all that this game is. You paint along with Bob Ross. You have to have the right colors to paint your picture, and that's about it. Again, just so wholesome, such a fun game. Next, Disney villains. I'm not someone who's a huge fan of Disney villains in general, but I am a huge fan of Disney. So this one, you get to pick which villain you want to be, and you basically have to try and stop the good guy. I'll read you the back real quick. It says, in this epic contest of sinister power, take on the role of a Disney villain and strive to achieve your own devious objective. Discover your character's unique abilities and winning strategy while dealing with twists of fate to thwart your opponent's schemes. Find out who will triumph over the forces of good and win it all. This is a really fun one too. Next one is this Jurassic Park game. If you are a fan of Jurassic Park, you're going to enjoy this game. It's pretty straightforward. You just have to keep the dinosaurs in containment, keep them from destroying the park. And we're just big Jurassic Park fans, so this game is really fun and also very simple to learn. This last one is my favorite, and it is the Princess Bride game. This is one of my favorite movies. If you like this movie, you will like this game. It is so beautiful. Here, I haven't done this with any of the other ones, but I have to show you what this looks like inside. So you actually play along with the story. You play as Wesley and Buttercup, depending on the story. And it's actually a book. So it goes along in line perfectly with the movie. You have to complete your objectives and get to the end of the story without losing, in which case the story gets interrupted and Grandpa has to start over. This game is so pretty. We played it along with watching the movie because it literally just coincides perfectly. And it actually took us almost exactly as long to finish the game as it did to watch the movie. So this is just so much fun. Again, it's just so pretty. And this one is definitely one of my favorites. That's the end of my board game recommendations. I'm gonna link as many as I can in the description box below in case you wanna pick any up. And this is also gonna end this date night idea video. Thank you so much for watching. It would mean so much if you subscribe to my channel. And until next time, bye.